So we tried to make our house accessible as much as possible.
Betty Cheptoek Kali yazaliwa 1985 nga ye muwala omuggulanda mu maka g'omwami Augustine Kusulo Bayi ne Irene Kusulo. Mutuuze ku kyalo Kapchorwa mu ggombolola y'e Kawu mu disitulikiti y'e Kapchorwa. Cheptoek yali aweze emyezi 7 ku nsi n'agwirwa ekirwadde kya polio ekyamuviirako obulemu bw'alina ne kaakano.
Around 1985 when polio vaccination was not a must.
Olw'obulemu ng'ate n'amasomero ku kyalo gaali wala, primary yagitandika wa myaka 8. Bazadde be bombi okugenda n'okuva ku ssomero bamuweekanga mu mpalo.
Like 12 kilometers, you would find a school. My mom would carry me on her back in the morning, and then my dad comes in the evening to take me back home. Sometimes the mother could do it even for the whole week. Then my dad also does it for another week.
Bwe yatuuka mu P3 ng'alina kusiiba ku ssomero. Muto we bwe baasomanga mu ssomero lye limu ng'akkirizibwa okudda eka mu ttuntu n'amunonera emmere eka.
And then I'm able to go back to class at 2 p.m. With the rest of the pupils at school.
Yayingira mu masomero ga siniya mu Kisulo ng'era baweeka muweeke.
So whenever it is holiday time, my dad had to come and pick me from school, carries me for almost 20 kilometers going back home.
Abazadde bamuweeka okumala emyaka egisoba mu 2 mu nsozi z'e Kapchorwa.
Until I graduated from the university, because our home in Kwen district is in the Ndorobo side where it is very hilly on the slopes of Mount Elgon, which is not easily accessible, and by that time there were no motorcycles. Up to around 2009 there were no public transport like the way it is today.
Abatuuze bangi baagezangako okumalamu abazadde b'amaanyi nga tebalaba kye baleebuukanya na mwana wa buwala afaanana atyo.
Whenever I'm on my mother's back or my father's back, they will always tell them words like, now why are you struggling with this disabled girl? Who will marry her? At least you struggle with someone who you know that you are going to benefit from at the end of the day. Why don't you just abandon this girl and focus on your other able-bodied children?
Ebiseera ebimu ng'asimba emiggo ne yeetambuza naye ajjukira bulungi nti ekkumi nga bwe litakyawooma waliwo abatuuze abaamuyambangako walemereddwa.
It used to rain a lot, 1998 up to 2000. The road in Kapchorwa was impassable. We didn't have a tarmac road. So I used to always walk on foot with my crutches, following the feeder road from home. As long as they bring me up to a flat land, then I just follow the feeder road. So somehow you would sleep in someone's house who is not even related or known to you. Somehow you are thirsty, you tell someone, please help me with water. They can fetch for you from a stream because you can't go, it is in a steep slope.
Cheptoek yamaliriza emisomo n'atayagala kwongera kuzimbirira bazadde be.
I didn't want the education, the qualifications in me to die if I had gone back to the village after finishing university. Yet my parents had toiled so hard to make sure that I live an independent life. That's when I got an opportunity to volunteer with the Nudipu from 2010. And then in 2021, I exited Nudipu and founded an organization called Shareabilities Uganda.
Okusomera mu masomero g'abataliiko bulemu nakyagamba kirina kye kyamwongerako.
The difference with that is that when you go to a special needs school, you want people to sympathize with you. You want people to feel for you. You want people to help you. You want people to feel empathetic, to fit in your shoes. But in this case, I was facing life directly.
Yatuuka n'afuna omusajja gwe yasooka okulowooza nti yali asaaga okuleka abataliiko bulemu okweyunira ye.
I told him, there is no business I'll do with you until my father has seen you, because I know how my dad struggled with me. So if he saw me with a pregnancy that he has not okayed, what was that going to look like? Another man will say, for me I cannot handle you, and he runs away. But for him, he told me, but when do you want us to go for familiarization?
Abooluganda lw'omusajja baatuuka n'okwesamba emikolo gy'okwanjula egyaliwo mu 2013 bwe baalaba omukyala gw'asiimye.
Even on our introduction, it is only distant relatives that came to bless our marriage, because they were wondering, how can you marry a disabled woman who will not fetch for you water, has to carry water for the husband to the bathroom, and also has to make love. Nobody believes that a woman with disability has feelings like any other person.
Mukwanjula kitaawe w'omukyala ono yajjirayo omuka emiggo muwala we gye yajjanga atambuza okuva nga wa myaka 3.
You know, when you keep growing, they give you another wooden crutch. So until when I was now 26 years, when I was meeting this man, that is when we didn't know why he was keeping them, because predominantly they would have used it for firewood. But he kept putting them on top of the roof, on top of the roof. Then on the day my husband came home for the Omukyala, he went and collected all the pairs of crutches, almost 15 pairs, and brought them and told him, my son, this is how far my daughter has come. You have come to help me from where I am stopping. I only pray that God gives you the grace to live with my daughter. Most importantly, this girl needs a lot of support.
Okumala emyaka nga 6 banne b'omwami baasiibanga bamuyeeya nti naye teyaterebuka ne gye buli eno.
They make fun of him. Look at this man. Of all the women in Uganda, even where you were working, you could not see a woman who is able-bodied. You looked at this one who has metals all over her body. He's just a person who is very carefree. He laughs off and then he minds his own business. That is him.
Omukyala ono agamba nti kyannaku okuba nti bangi obulungi bw'abaliko obulemu babulaba naye ne beekweka.
They look at us and say this woman is very beautiful, but they don't say it publicly like he does. They say it in secret. They say it in darkness. They come at night, use this woman, have children. You will get that a woman with disability has produced children with 3 men. For me, that was different. I always lived my head high.
Omwami yakabeera naye kati emyaka 16 nga yakamuzaalira abaana 2.
I never wanted to marry a disabled man. I needed somebody who would support me in case of anything. And I got a real person who filled the gap that I wanted. Even my family actually appreciated him.
Omwami yamuyigiriza n'okuvuga kye yali talootangako.
This same man trained me for 2 months to drive using gadgets. We imported gadgets from USA.
Abooluganda lw'omwami baamala ne bamukkiriza era kati beenyumiriza mu muka mwana.
I had given up and said, no, for me, I think you just let's part ways. You do what makes your family happy. He told me, Betty, it is not me, you who married me. It is you, me, who married you.
Ono ye mukyala yakwasiddwa bendera mu kibiina kya NRM okuvuganya ku ky'omubaka omukyala owa disitulikiti y'e Kapchorwa. Yatunka n'omubaka omukyala aliko kati Phyllis Chemutai n'amumegga mu kamyufu. Ono teyatya kuvuganya n'abataliiko bulemu.
It was 2023 that I made a decision to run for woman member of parliament for Kapchorwa district.
Ebyobufuzi agamba yabitandika akyali mu ssomero nti ekyabimuyingiza kwagala kulwanirira abaliko obulemu. Okuva 2021 ye kansala omukyala akiikirira abakyala abaliko obulemu mu disitulikiti y'e Kapchorwa. Olw'amateeka okuba nga tegamukugira ng'ate n'obuyigiriza abulina kyeyava asalawo okwesimbawo mu kifo ekivuganyizibwako n'abataliiko bulemu. Wabula akyalojja bye yayitamu mu kuwenja akalulu ka kamyufu k'agamba nti kamumenya okukavujjirira n'atuuka n'okutunda bye yali alunda.
To be very honest with you, one, as a person with disability, and then 2, in terms of resources, because the way the community has been trained, when you're meeting people, you must try as much as possible to even leave some water for them. You need fuel in over 3-4 vehicles to take you, and each of those vehicles has, I have a car for the public address system, I have my own TX Prado, then there is a Subaru.
Asuubira ekyamuwanguza kwe kuba nti be yali avuganya nabo baatunuuliranga bulemu bwe ne bava ku mulamwa.
While they were speaking about me, the other side telling people very demeaning words about there is no place for a disabled person. Let the disabled go to the disabled. They should not come here. For me, I was focused on speaking about the manifesto.
Nga 17 ogw'omusanvu lwe baalonda ti embeera yonna yali eraga nti obuwanguzi bumulimu 5 kyokka ne wabaawo okukyanga obululu era akalulu ne kasazibwamu.
This is how my husband comes in. And even if you go to the TikTok everywhere, you'll find him when he's speaking with a lot of, strength and seeking for justice for his wife.
Okulonda kwaddibwamu nga 31 ogw'omusanvu era n'awangula n'obululu obwali buwera 2,600 gwe yamegga ng'ali mu 2,200. Kati kyatunuulidde lwe lusozi lwayolekedde okuvuganya n'abakyala b'ebibiina ebirala n'abatalina kibiina ti era akimanyi nti ne gwe yawangula mu kamyufu amusuubira okudda ku bwannamunigina.
It requires that you do even ×2 of what I did previously.
Oluvannyuma lw'okuvuvubwa mu kamyufu alowooza nti mu kulonda kwa bonna akalulu ke kajja kuba mu mikono mituufu. Kampeyini zo akimanyi nti zijja kuba za muliro.
And I believe that with the ballot, one man, one ballot. But of course, we can't underestimate the fact that there is ballot stuffing. By the fact that now I hold the flag, I know that I will also be protected, because previously it would be very difficult to get the protection.
Patrick Senyondo, NTV Akawungeezi.